James Garner was born James Scott Bumgarner on April 7, 1928, in Norman, Oklahoma, into a world still reeling from the Great Depression. Those early years, marked by hardship, instability, and loss, helped shape the grounded, unpretentious man he would become. His mother died when he was 5, and his father, Weldon Bumgarner, struggled to keep the family afloat. Garner's childhood was a patchwork of relatives' homes, odd jobs, and constant movement. Yet instead of hardening him, these experiences built a quiet resilience and empathy that would later become the backbone of his screen persona. He carried the humility of someone who had seen life at its toughest, and it showed in the way he treated people, with respect, patience, and an almost rare gentleness. It was this mix of strength and warmth that would eventually turn him into one of Hollywood's most beloved leading men. From small-town roots to military duty, Garner's path to stardom was anything but straightforward. At 16, he dropped out of school and joined the Merchant Marine, a decision that reflected both his independence and his need to survive. Later, he served in the U.S. Army during the Korean War, where he earned 2 Purple Hearts. The battlefield left him with scars, physical and emotional, but also with a deeper understanding of courage and humility. He never romanticized war or heroism, and that grounded realism became a hallmark of his performances. Even after returning from combat, he carried himself with the quiet dignity of a man who had faced true danger. This was not the kind of background Hollywood typically celebrated, yet it became the foundation for the authenticity he brought to every role. In a world that often rewarded bravado, Garner's strength was the kind you could trust: steady, understated, and genuine. An accidental start in Hollywood. After the war, Garner moved to Los Angeles and took on a variety of jobs, including modeling for print ads. Acting was not his initial goal. It happened almost by chance. While helping a friend audition for a role, he was noticed by a talent agent who saw something magnetic in his presence: his calm demeanor, natural charisma, and striking looks. Instead of formal training, Garner learned the craft through experience, taking small roles in television and film, and absorbing lessons on the job. His rise was gradual but steady, built on a work ethic shaped by hardship and a sincerity that made him instantly likable. This authenticity would become his signature, allowing audiences to believe in him not just as a character, but as a real person. His career began quietly, but his impact would become unmistakable. Bret Maverick. The role that changed everything. Garner's big break arrived in 1957 when he was cast as Bret Maverick in the hit TV series Maverick. The show blended humor, adventure, and Western charm in a way that was fresh for the time, and Garner's portrayal made him an overnight sensation. Unlike traditional Western heroes, his Maverick was clever, reluctant to fight, and always ready with a witty comeback. He was a man of principles who preferred brains over brawn, and audiences loved him for it. The character reflected Garner's own personality: calm, confident, and quietly mischievous. This was the beginning of a career that would redefine what a leading man could be. Rather than fitting into the typical mold of Hollywood masculinity, Garner offered something more human: an honest, relatable hero who could be strong without being loud, and who could be charming without being arrogant. From westerns to romantic comedy and war epics, the success of Maverick opened doors to film, where Garner proved he could excel in a wide range of genres. In 1963 alone, he starred in The Thrill of It All and Move Over Darling, both romantic comedies that showcased his effortless charm and comedic timing. That same year, he appeared in the war epic The Great Escape, holding his own alongside Steve McQueen. It was proof that Garner could move from lighthearted humor to serious drama without losing his integrity or presence. He became one of the most bankable stars of the 1960s, not because he chased fame, but because he earned it through consistent professionalism and undeniable talent. His performances were never about showmanship, they were about truth. And audiences responded, not just to the roles he played, but to the sincerity he brought to every scene. The Rockford Files, a new kind of hero. In the 1970s, Garner returned to television and created one of the most iconic characters in TV history, Jim Rockford in the Rockford Files. Rockford was a wisecracking private investigator who avoided violence whenever possible, preferring negotiation and intelligence over brute force. The role was physically demanding, and Garner performed many of his own stunts, often suffering injuries that would later affect his health. Yet he never complained, never sought sympathy, and rarely missed a day of work. In 1977, his performance earned him an Emmy, a recognition that felt as natural as the character himself. Rockford wasn't a traditional hero. He was a flawed human man who tried to do right, even when the world was against him. Garner's portrayal reshaped the idea of what a television lead could be: smart, funny, vulnerable, and endlessly resilient. Later, career depth, grace, and a lasting legacy. As Garner aged, his work only deepened in emotional richness. He continued to take roles that reflected the same honesty he carried in life. In 1985, he earned an Academy Award nomination for Murphy's Romance, where he played a man learning to love again later in life. Nearly 2 decades later, he delivered a tender and heartbreaking performance in The Notebook, portraying an aging husband caring for his ailing wife. These roles proved that his charm was never shallow. His warmth was rooted in real emotional truth. Garner also returned to television for reunion movies of Maverick and the Rockford Files, showing that his appeal was timeless. His influence extended beyond his acting, too. He became a respected advocate for actors' rights, speaking out against unfair studio practices and fighting for creative freedom in Hollywood. A love story that endured. Hollywood's chaos, Garner's personal life was defined by a rare and enduring marriage to Lois Clark, whom he met in 1956. Their connection was immediate and intense, and after just 16 days of dating, they married on August 17, 1956. Their love was not the flashy kind Hollywood often romanticizes. It was steady, loyal, and deeply rooted. Lois brought a different cultural and spiritual perspective into his life, and Garner embraced it with open-hearted respect. She was already a mother to a daughter, and Garner became a compassionate stepfather, building a stable home life that mirrored the quiet decency he showed on screen. In 1958, the couple welcomed their daughter, Greta She Garner. Their marriage lasted nearly 58 years, surviving separations and challenges that would have ended many relationships. They returned to each other time and again, proving that love can be enduring when built on respect and commitment. Garner's truth about Randolph Scott. Throughout his career, Garner rarely spoke ill of anyone, but when he discussed Randolph Scott, he offered a rare and candid insight into a man many believed they understood only through his screen image. Garner admired Scott's discipline, professionalism, and quiet dignity. He described Scott as a man who didn't need to perform or seek attention. He simply showed up, did his job, and let his work speak for itself. Garner believed Scott's intense privacy led to rumors and misunderstandings, but he dismissed the gossip as the product of a culture that needed something to talk about. Scott, to Garner, represented a fading ideal of masculinity, a man of principle who didn't feel the need to explain himself. He was steadfast, composed, and unyielding in his integrity. For Garner, Scott was not just a legend, he was a model of true character. Conclusion: the man behind the legend, James Garner's death on July 19, 2014, marked the end of a remarkable life built on humility, integrity, and enduring love. His legacy is not defined by awards or box office numbers, but by the way he lived, with quiet strength, genuine kindness, and a refusal to pretend. His career spanned decades and genres, but his essence remained the same: an honest man who brought real humanity to every role. His marriage to Lois and the life they built together became a testament to the power of loyalty in a world that often rewards the opposite. Even after his passing, the stories people tell about him reflect the same truth he lived by: that greatness is not measured by fame, but by character. And for